Hi, this video is to show you how to use SkuFetch and a Weiss lister to list items on eBay. This is going to replace the DSM tool that I've shown you guys. DSM tools is having problems with overstock listing, and I just cannot wait for them to fix that, because they said it might take a few weeks to complete or fix. Not waiting for that. So I signed up to be a SKU grid or SKU lister beta tester, so I can have you guys start listing more items on eBay. Anyways, again, SKU grid has their own lister called SKU lister before, and then with the issue with eBay and their API, they had to change it a little bit. I believe they named it SkuFetch because it's only fetching a URL, and it actually opens up another module called Weiss lister, and you'll see it while I go through the listing, just to show you how to list an item using SkuFetch and Weiss lister. Again, it's the SkuFetch is similar to Hydra Lister, the way it looks as far as the interface and the login. So first thing you need to do is go to skufetch.com login.php, and then you're going to use the login for VA, and the login for VA is Quantum LI, and I will give you the password via email, but it's pretty easy password, but you'll get that on the email, just to, just for security purposes, someone gets a hold of my video. But anyways, yeah, you click on that and click on log on, and the first thing you need to do is basically add because what's going to happen is when you use Quick Fetch, which allows you to manually add an item, it's going to open up like another tab, which is Weiss lister. But what's happening, if you don't set it up to unblock it, it's going to block it, and then you won't be able to see Weiss lister. So the first thing you need to do is, if you're using Chrome, which I highly suggest that you guys do use Chrome, is go to the I don't know what you call this, the Chrome menu, which is the three dots here. You click on settings, and you go all the way down to advanced, and then go to privacy and security, and scroll down. You'll see content settings. And what you want to do is scroll all the way down to look for pop-up and redirects, and you're going to click on add, and what you're going to add is this https colon / skufetch.com, and then colon 443, which is, I think that's like a port number. All you got to do is copy that over here and then just add it. I'm not going to add it. Oops. I don't know why I didn't copy that, but that's all you're going to do, and click add. I'm not going to add it because I already have it, and that should allow right there, that should allow the pop-up when you click on, or when you fetch the URL to SkuFetch, is gonna allow it to pop up another tab for the Weiss lister, where you can edit the listing. Anyways, so once you're done with that, you can go ahead and close out of it. So now what I'm gonna do is show you how to list using Quick Fetch. And excuse me for the background noise. Hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that. So what I'm gonna do is list an item, which is a Christopher Knight home. Like I was telling you guys before, Christopher Knight is one of the, I think, brands that are being blocked or Vero, one of the Vero items, but I'm gonna take my risk on listing items like this. But I also listed something using hang on a second, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, kids background noise, just frustrating. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and copy this over, and we're gonna use SkuFetch and insert it here. And then what you're going to do is click on the variation, because there's variation, and I chose a variation just for this specific training, just to show you how to choose the variation. So when you choose the right variation, it's gonna export the SKU grid the correct way, and it's very important to take this step when you're using variation. Non-variation is pretty straightforward. You don't need to check the variation. You just click on add new item manually. Usually this doesn't take long, but here we go. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and choose smoke, just for this training. So as you can see, it adds a semicolon smoke, and then you click on add new item. So now it's fetching the URL to Weiss Lister, and you'll see that automatically opens up another tab automatically once it fetches that URL to Weiss Lister. There you go. So it opens up another tab, and this module is called Weiss Lister, and basically it's just a two module interacting with each other. This is SkuFetch and this is Weiss Lister. So now it's gonna populate, it's trying to get the data. This shouldn't take long, but for some reason, I think it's my internet. So a lot of times, if you see something like that, it's usually your internet connection. So I don't have any control over that. So fortunately, but here we go. It actually gathered all the items. So of course, the first thing you need to do is work on the titles itself. This is automatically populated to quantity of forks, which is what my default setting for quantity. The brand name for Christopher Knight Home, I use CK Home. UPC, I don't have any UPC. Just click on, just type in that does not apply. Does not apply. Or you can use the model number if there's any model number here. Yeah, I guess you can use the model number for MPN. And then the custom label SKU, I use the item number in here. Since I'm already here, I'm gonna, like I've shown in the previous training, I use SKU. Replace the item with SKU instead, because and then you just copy and paste it there. And then the price override, I already have that all calculated automatically. So, and show more, this is where you don't need to change a whole lot here. A lot of the things here, it's the only thing you need to do is going to oh yeah, you want to of course look at the category just to make sure. But here are all the item specific stuff. So what you want to do is, you know, click on, yeah, just this is the item specific. So yeah, this is something that I always tell you guys to populate. So in this case, it would be just Ottoman room. You just, you know, just use living room. Let me see, living room, or yeah, let's just use living room. Material, I don't know what the material is, so let's see. The material for this is, looks like it's polyester, I guess. So let's go back here. You can just type in poly. I wonder if you could type it in. I guess you cannot. Yeah, I would just use fabric. Well, this is where I think you would put polyester. Okay, and color. What color is that? Smoke gray or whatever. Smoke. I don't think you can type it in, but you can just probably put gray, because smoke is gray. Pattern, features, it doesn't apply to. Let's see, for this one, I would just leave this blank as well. Modified item, I don't know what that means. Non-domestic product, I think that's if it's US made. So you could just leave it blank. You can add specific item, add custom specific. So I like to do this as well. Oops, this is one of the items. Let me just close that out. Yeah, so I would just all materials velvet. So I think there's already material here. I think I could do. Let's see if it's velvet there. No velvet. So just put fabric. I don't know. Just add in the stuff. Oh, there's pattern, actually solid. It's just solid. And I like to add in the dimension as well. So I would just do dimension. And then just do the dimension here and just copy that. A lot of times it won't fit, but it looks like this one fit. So you could just leave it like that. And that's pretty much it for the item specific stuff. And the pictures, oh, I haven't worked on the titles, but you guys get you guys already know what to do with that. So since I'm doing smoke gray, so I'm just unchecking all the other pictures that doesn't apply. So I'm just leaving the smoke gray here, not the blue ones. And if, like I said, if it's less than 3 or 4, less than 3, I add a new picture. You guys know how to do that by using, you know, snipping tool, zooming in, different angle shots. Also, you know, reversing or flipping the image. So anyways, that's for that. I don't need to get into that. And then the description itself, like I said, make sure you change the item number to SKU. You see any brand names here, I would just delete them. There's a cool tool here that I like to use. It's called spin text, and what I do is just to get a unique content is just, you know, copy and paste it here. I'll copy it, paste it here, and then click on start. It'll spin it, and just kind of proofread proofread it and just make sure it does make any kind of sense, but not, don't spend too much time on it. I wouldn't just copy that over and then just here, paste it, just to get a unique content. Over here, the color, like I said, you might want to go through that and just choose smoke, because we're only listing smoke. So make sure you guys just make sure you delete anything that's not applicable. So everything looks good here. Again, color, just put, I guess it would be gray. I like to remove all these other stuff and then just leave it like that. And that's pretty much it. And then once you do that, you just click on list the item, and what's going to happen is when you click on list the item, you'll see this is processing, and then what's going to do is communicate with SkuFetch, and then update the, or add the item into SkuFetch. So now this one, you can see it's already been listed successfully, and this is just going to automatically gets updated too. So and that's pretty much it. If you want to look at it, I think it's going to be under item list, I believe. Let me see. It's going to be in here. Yep, it's going to be in here. So if you want to make modification to it, you can just click on edit. But if you want to actually see the item, you can just click on that, and then and that's pretty much it. Don't worry about the formatting, because what I'll do is get this updated using Crazy Lister, and everything will be formatted. So as you can see here, interesting that the model actually populates there, but the dimension, everything else is populated, which is great. This is a clean listing, so I like this lister a lot than the DSM. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and send you guys the details on how to log in, and the actual link to add to the pop-up locker. Just add that in so it gets whitelisted. So like I said, it opens whitelister is where you can edit the listing. The SkuFetch is basically just to fetch the URL to whitelister, and you can also see your list here, but you cannot edit anything. But you can see, like, what variation you're using, but you cannot edit anything. You can only edit in the whitelister. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out to me, and I'll help you guys out on how to list. But for this training or video training, I just wanted to use a variation, just because now we can start using variation, which I like. So if you guys can list different colors, that would be great. It's much easier too. You don't have to look for more items if you can list different variation. I will go ahead and leave this one here, and then I'll go ahead and change the title myself. But anyways, just you guys just go ahead and try this lister. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and hopefully this helps, and then we can get going with the listing again. All right, thank you, and you guys have a great day. Bye.